Okay, boom, we're live. I gotta sign into my chat just to say happy Tuesday. Anyone who may be watching. Well, actually, for everybody, 'cause everybody sees this after the fact. Anyway, think all the information is correct. We're gonna get right to it. We're doing building plans. This is the first, whenever I get a new project, especially a restaurant, we do the proposed floor plan for health. And so what you're looking at right now is a health proposed floor plan. There's always a scope of work. Obviously, it says proposed health floor plan down here. But these notes, fixed windows. There should be a note over here about restroom fan. There's a no exposed ceiling above food areas. That's all for health. This equipment schedule, there's numbers here which correspond to numbers on the plan. I write these numbers at about a 12-inch size, so you know. And the circles are 12-inch, so the numbers fit inside the circle. This takes the most time to build. And then finishes, we have to, can I even label the rooms? Must have. Oh my goodness. I didn't even label them. I mean, it's all kitchen, but I should have kitchen plus, well, we got to prepare these for building. That's this tutorial is we're turning a health page into a building and safety page. So you have to change some things on this page and build two more pages to be able to have a building set of plans. So first thing that building does not carry, oh, first thing is let's save it as, I'm going to say BS, not because it's a bunch of bullshit, but because it's building and safety. They don't care about finishes. Only health does. But building can still use the equipment schedule. Now, a few things need, okay, these can be taken out. They don't care about fixed windows. I mean, they do and they don't. Um, they definitely don't care that the things are interlocked. They don't even care if there's a thing in it. Now, I got a grease trap in here. I have to get it to building before I get a clearance. And health is going to approve the grease trap in there because the grease traps have to be attached. You know, you saw the grease interceptor. If I ever have time on the weekend, at this point, I'll say, watch the grease interceptor point, one of two places, thing. And then I'll add the link here that will show you, hey, watch the grease interceptor video. Um, that has to be done in post after I post this. But grease traps are smaller. They go inside. They cannot be in the restaurant. And they have to be close to the three comp sink because they connect to the three comp sink and then out to uh, the main sewer line, and it's usually somewhere in back. So we don't care about open beams for building either. Okay, so how do I make this a building thing? First, let me change the date, 325, 325. Okay, I double clicked on it. I think you saw that. Control S, always save your changes. Um, so first thing we need is an occupant thing. Building safety needs occupant loads. Uh-oh, did I not bring it? Okay, now I gotta open up 2024, find my occupant load table, occupancy, that up. We're gonna save it as 2022, move it from folder to folder. You should know this already or by now because I've done it a few times. I'm turning off my printer. It's been on since yesterday. And you're gonna get a taste of how often I may be interrupted during my usual workday process. When I look at my watch, it's not because I'm looking at the time, it's because I'm looking at the damn notifications. I realize that that's why they send notifications, to get you to look at your watch. Okay, here's my occupancy table, but I'm not doing anything with it. I'm saving this as 2022, enter, tab, enter, enter. See, I don't like using the mouse. I do my keyboards as often as possible. So now we Alt Tab. That's what brings this thing up. I don't know if you can see this on the screen view. So I'm holding down the Alt key and I hit Tab once, and that shows me everything I have open. So I can just, while keeping the Alt button down, I can be tapping the Tab key, and you see how the blue line just keeps circulating. This is the quickest way to change screens. Some people like to go to the bottom and click here. That's mouse. It's too far, too long. Okay, what am I doing? I need to find that, my Explorer windows, because I'm moving things. So we go to Drawings 2024. There's my occupancy. I'm going to drag that to Drawings, because that's the drawings for my 2022 version. And whenever I do that, it moves it to the bottom. See to the bottom, click Occupancy. And then you click Occupancy Table. And you copy, then you open. I've got a button programmed to open, otherwise it's Control O for open. And then you go to third, and we look for built-in safety. Yes, there it is. That's where we were. Okay, so now I paste. Here's our occupant load table. What it is you got to find the square footages of rooms. Now, so this whole thing is kitchen. So for this TurboCAD, which is what you're supposed to be learning to work with us, there's a square foot thingy. Um, and literally, this is all kitchen. Comes all the way up here. I had to really design this front thing. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. You see that one of the cross things. Um, hey, relax. It's going to include it all, kitchen. I'm not going to put utility prep and all that bullshit. Okay, I hit Alt C to close the loop, and then it's 785 square feet. So kitchen, I gotta find room to write the damn word. Kitchen is 785 square feet, and you divide that by 200, because in a kitchen, one person is allowed to move 200 square feet. That's why you divide it by 200. Oh, yes, Otis is out. So now he's got a playmate. Oh, all the dogs are out. My front neighbor, if you don't notice, I'm in a garage. Otis, what are you doing? Now he's dropping shit. Why don't you go out and play with your friends? All right, so we're doing a calculator. We're doing 785 divided by 200. Is it 4, basically? So we say equals 4. And that technically, I'm going to make this a 12 because it's too small there. But that means we got to spin it. Do you remember how to spin it? Left. Let's rotate 90. So now, and why do we go left with the letters? It's either left or straight. Why? Because obviously this is straight, but these are to the right, or to the left, so you can read it from the right. And back when these were all paper things, the plan checker could spin the paper and still be able to read the words. So if you were to put the words the other way, then there'd be some that were upside down. That would be difficult. So anytime they got to go sideways, they get readable from this side on the right. Okay, so technically that means that the occupancy for the kitchen is 4. So we go here. I don't like the way these are together, but that was created a while ago. I have to recreate them single lines at some point. So kitchen equals 4. See, I should change that. I should put this calculation here too, because sometimes the plan checkers are like, oh, can you repeat the calculation? How did you get four? Well, look in the plan, you'll know. Um, okay, customer area is different. It's all non-fixed seating. Oh, which reminds me, I have to make sure I put that note on the plan, especially for building. Non-fixed seating. Yeah, we're gonna go here. Hmm, let's close that. So that's seven. That ain't. Oh, 209. 209 square feet. What's this? Dining. 209 square feet divided by 15. Where do we get 15? Because 15 is for non-fixed seats. One person has 15 square feet that they can move around in. Like in the kitchen, they have 200 square feet because, kitchens are huge, but you don't have 50 people back there because each person can move within 200 square feet. This has been uh, figured out by building safety at some point. So then we do the calculator again. So what's 209 divided by 15? That's 13. So they're allowed to have 13 people seating in the area. Actually, 14. Okay. Right here equals, no, was it? Shit. Ah, shit, I closed it. That's how bad my memory is. Where's my CAD? There's the CAD. There's that. 209 divided by 15. Oh, yeah, 14. Ugh. All right. And so let's move this here. There you go. It fits there. So that means that they can have up to 14 seats and occupants, but they've got 2, 4, 6. That's fine. Now, here. Okay, I'm going to move kitchen back here because this is service. So technically this is service area. You're like, why is he drawing by the things? It's just, you're doing a general idea. So this is 38 square feet. So service 38 square feet divided by, it's, what do we divide this by? This is supposed to be business. This is supposed to be, we'll say 150, because 150 is supposed to be for business like banks and stuff. And this is like a service moment. And either way, it's equal to 1. And if I get it wrong, they give me a correction and say, where'd you get this number from? Change it to this. Okay, but that's service. So now we got kitchen at 4, dining at 14. So we're going to change customer to dining. Change that to 14. There is no office in this one, but there is storage. There's storage. Hey, 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 friend, buddy. No, buddy, no barking. No barking. No butt. No barking. Buddy, buddy. You see a squirrel? Ah, right here, right here, right here. Let me see. Right. You see a squirrel? Buddy, come here. Buddy. You come inside. Inside. You stay. You stay. No barking. Calm. Oh, let me get that laptop off of there. Step on this too much. I know there's so many places I can put my electronics. Live in the garage, you think I'd have a ton of room, and I don't, because I have most of my. Pardon? I have most of my stuff here. Okay. 914. We need to add service equals 1. Kitchen 4. I'm not going to do restroom. Technically, that takes 1 away from another space. Okay. I'm going to say okay for now. Okay, so here's your storage. See here, I got storage at 290. What I didn't do was, okay, I'm gonna do this kind of the right way. Why is this line there for no reason? Okay, existing storage, 290. That's where the water heater's at. I need to figure out what's the occupancy for storage. I forget. So what we do is we go building and safety, occupancy groups. I want occupancy load. Okay, so here's our occupancy load table. Pretty sure there's storage in here somewhere. Stages, platforms, mercantile storage. It's 300 gross. Storage is, we'll call it 60 gross. Stock. Okay. That's retail. We're kitchen, but that's fine. There's no other storage. Okay. So we're gonna call it 60 gross. And so we're gonna go back here. We're gonna click on that. Square feet divided by 290 divided by 60. 5 people? Oh, okay. Divided by 60 equals 5. So storage, technically 5 people can be up in this area. It's a big storage room, I guess. Makes sense. So storage over here goes to 5. That covers the entire place. There's common areas and stuff like that, but so for this, we add these numbers up, and that gives you the occupancy of the restaurant, bakery, whatever you're doing. So 14, 18, 19, 24. So total occupancy equals 24, which is great because you want to keep things under 50. When you keep things under 50, you only need one exit. And they basically only have one exit. There's no reason for them to need more seats or stuff, even though they're going to want thousands of customers. Okay, so that's how you do your occupant loads. Move this down here. Now, oh, that's for beer and wine. Because for beer and wine, I think you remember that the square footages need to add up to the total square footage. That's why you have a common area, but not for building plan checks. Okay, so besides an occupancy table, we do have new walls. So technically, we're supposed to have a wall schedule. Same thing. I don't think I. Let me see if I have a wall. No, I have to go back to 2024 because I've got a plan save that has a wall schedule. WALL. Wall legend. I mean, I could easily recreate it, but I really just copy and paste. What I need to do is make a template with all these things on it, so I don't have to keep copying and pasting it. They're just there on the page. I just have to delete what I don't need or enter, tab, enter, enter. Now we close this. And the thing is, I'm the one who does the drawing. And so it's funny to me that I keep saying these things. Oh, I should make this. And I don't, because then the next time I have a new project, I'm doing the same goddamn thing all over again. Just, the dogs are crying to get in. Not here, but. All right, so no viewers, no chat, no problem. It'd be here so I can move stuff. Drawings, wall legend, into other drawings. Okay, we go back to CAD. Wall legend. Oh, the wall legend is this. Um, could I redo it again? Yes, but why bother? Then, if I look at this proposed building safety, that's the one I was at. Okay. There's two different ways to open it up. Okay, now I got to put this somewhere it's going to fit. And I got to decide what I have. I'm not showing a pony wall under here. I'm showing new walls here. So, and I got to decide if I'm going to leave, yeah, I'm going to leave these walls black. So I have to change existing full height wall. I got to make them black. That's going to say that everything's black is existing full height wall. And then a new non-bearing partition wall. Oh, and then with that, I need to include. Woo, running out of room. Running out of room. Okay. I need to include a partition wall detail. Insert picture. I go to PEP. I go to B for building. Here I type in an N for non-bearing, and I think it's drywall, so I'm gonna go non-bearing here, and then I'm gonna put this here. And that's partition wall detail. I usually like to have this by the wall legend, but I guess there could be room. If I like that, I can move this all over and then bring this over here. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Because now everything is E-plan, so you don't have to worry about. We used to have to worry about putting stuff over here because when you open the page physically, it's hard to see the far left. But now that these are all E-plan, people just working on PDFs and zooming in, zooming out, so they see the whole page. Which actually means I can hit this for aspect ratio and then pull on the corner to make it bigger. If you don't do the aspect ratio, then when you pull it, it can distort it. You don't want to distort it. Hey, you want to go back outside? Excuse me 1 second. You calm down? Back out. No barking. Friends went away. They took some raps in my backyard. Oh, I always forget how long these things take me to do. I'm not even interrupted right now. So far, 24 minutes. Now, since I've got room here, I need to get a flame spread rating. That's called interior finish right there. I already have it in the right spot. Again, I could have a page that this is already on. It could be my, but maybe I do have it. Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna be quiet. Um, Paste. Put that there. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. 0.9, 0.9. There, a little smaller. Okay, so honestly, this is pretty close to a good enough floor plan for building. So the file name is BS. Control S to save. Then I'm going to print a PDF. I've got a one button program to tell me to print. I'm not going to check the page setup because it's usually already there. I just hit OK, click here, hit save. It's going to not overwrite because I never built a page yet. So it's just going to print it. Gotta open it. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, good. Um, that's more or less a building page for building safety. Different than health. Um, okay. So now I need to build disabled access pages. There's 2 pages for disabled access. They're actually pretty quick. So I'm trying to figure out, do I leave them on this one or do I put them on a new, because this is building plans. So they're part of building plans. So I'll just keep going. No, I want to cut and then go find the part